Welcome to Run Free and Strong. I'm Rayto. In this video, we're going to take another look at the Hoka Mafate Speed 4 trail running shoe. Why review a shoe 2 years after its release and when there's so many awesome reviews on this shoe? Let's answer that question right now. This is not a first impressions review, nor a review after a few short runs. I have trained and raced more than 200 miles in the Hoka Mafate Speed 4, and they look and feel like they're brand new. I would expect to run 400 to 500 miles on these shoes. Back to my testing lab, I've been able to test these shoes in a set of diverse conditions. That includes the Canyon's 100-mile endurance run by UTMB in April 2024, which unfortunately I DNF'd, not because of the shoes. Link for the race video on top. More recently, in July of 2024, the Verbier Marathon by UTMB in the Swiss Alps. Race video, if you'd like to check it out, on top. And in between the Canyons and Verbier races, a 43-mile weekend course recon for the Kodiak 100K by UTMB. That was in June. Again, I'd like to put the link to that video on top. And finally, many weekend long runs on the iconic Appalachian Trail, which is my backyard, and many of you who've been following this channel have seen those videos. To put the Mafate Speed 4 in context, I have 3 shoes in my rotation. I run shorter technical trails in the Hoka Torin 3, and I use the Hoka Clifton 9 for groom trails as well as on the road and for track workouts. This might be a good place to ask you to please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already following our journey. We'd like to continue growing the community and offering more interesting content, including gear and shoe reviews. Let's give a quick overview of the key stats for the Hoka Mafate Speed 4. The shoe weighs in at 10.3 ounces for men's size 9 and 8.5 ounces for women's size 8. Which puts it in the middle of trail running shoes, not heavy, but not light. However, the responsive cushioned ride, which I'll get into more later, makes them feel a lot lighter than they actually are. The heel sack height is 33 millimeters. The toe sack height is 29 millimeters for a 4 millimeter drop for both men's and women's shoes. The stack height is considered medium to high, but given the design of the shoe, I feel they're very stable. The shoe is designed as a neutral, responsive trail running shoes and comes in 9 colorways for men's and 8 colorways for women's. Now that we know the stats, let's take a quick look at the features and capabilities before we dive into the detailed design and construction of the shoe. This is both a responsive and cushioned trail shoe, ideal for long ultramarathons. Think 100 miles and beyond on technical trails. I have raced and trained in the Hoka Mafate Speed 4 on rocky, rooty technical trails, buttery single track, and groomed relative trails as well as fire roads. The Speed 4 is lighter, more responsive, and more comfortable than its predecessor. It features a 2-part ProFly midsole, which is the lightest and most responsive Hoka foam to date placed directly underfoot. To further reduce weight, the upper is now a single layer jacquard mesh that offers good breathability with a very secure lockdown. A full Vibram Mega Grip outsole with Vibram construction and traction lugs maximizes contact and traction through challenging terrain. Let's take a look at the design and construction of the shoe, starting with the midsole. The Hoka ProFly midsole gives a cushioned landing and explosive toe off. And the rocker midsole design provides a smooth ride as well as increased propulsion. Next, let's take a look at the outsole. The Vibram Mega Grip outsole provides excellent traction on dry and wet surfaces, with a lugged outsole providing additional durability and stability. The traction lugs increase ground contact and improve ground feel. Hoka achieves this aggressive traction with directional lugs with knobs. Meaning the lugs on the front are forward facing for uphill running and the ones in the back are backward facing for downhill running. I have raced and trained on both dry, rocky technical terrain as well as wet, muddy terrain, and the Speed 4 has excelled on both. The stickiness of the Vibram rubber compound on both dry and wet surfaces is remarkable and allows me to run with confidence. And finally, the upper. The single layer woven jacquard mesh is comfortable and supports the foot very well. It does breathe, and in my experience, dries quickly when wet. The dynamic textile band stretches in the forefoot and provides ample room in the toe box. Having that flexible room is important when climbing and descending on technical trails as the foot lands and the toes splay. The rubber toe cap provides protection when running over roots and rocks, and I've yet to hurt my toes. The gusset tongue provides sufficient padding to protect the foot and stays in place. In summary, the Hoka Mafate Speed 4 is a responsive, cushioned, and versatile trail shoe for rocking technical trails, but can also be used on smooth trails and fire roads. Now let's get to the money part. The shoe retails for $185 in the US, and as mentioned, with a new model expected to come out shortly, prices are going to be reduced, typically anywhere between 30 and 50%. So what do I think of the Hoka Mafate Speed 4? Without a doubt, best trail shoe for technical trails. The combination of features and capabilities, quality, comfort, and durability, and value for money makes this an unquestionable, best-in-class technical trail running shoe. It's an amazing shoe that offers tremendous value for the money. Go out and try on a pair. I hope you found this review of the Hoka Mafate Speed 4 useful, and if you did, I would very much appreciate if you give the video a like, thumbs up, and if you're not already following, please consider doing so. We are 6 weeks out from the Yeti 100-mile endurance run in Abington, Virginia, and then we have a quick 2-week turnaround to the Kodiak 50K in Big Bear Lake, California. We've got some other cool races, workouts, and reviews planned. Thank you, and see you in the next one.